This is Riverhawk in Focus. My name's Bob Ellis. Joining us today, one of the top cross-country runners in the country when you get right down to it. Men's track and field distance runner, Jeff Veiga. Jeff, welcome.
Thank you.
Why in the world did you begin running? I know it sounds like a silly question, but why running?
I didn't want to run when I started. I actually played soccer when I was younger, so that was my main thing, and I didn't run cross-country in high school until my senior year because soccer was in the fall and cross-country was in the fall. So I stuck to soccer until senior year. I decided to give cross-country a shot, and been going well since. So.
What's it take to be a good cross-country runner, a good distance runner? Is it a matter of being terrific physically, or is a lot of this about mental toughness?
It's a lot mental, because you have to be dedicated every single day. You have to go out there and run. Like, you don't take off days. Like, the off days you take are the ones you have to take so you don't get hurt. So every day you got to be doing something, and it's got to be consistent.
I got to tell you, years ago I ran cross-country, and the toughest thing for me was not races, it was the pushing yourself at workouts.
Yeah.
How tough is that? How tough are those training days?
The usual, weekdays are pretty easy, I think. We just go out there with the guys, we just run, we're talking, having fun. But, once or twice a week, we have workouts where you have to go and, push yourself. But those are the hard days. But besides that, it's pretty easy, I think.
Now, I watched you in a couple of races this year. I watched you at Franklin Park. I watched you at Stonehill in the Northeast 10 Conference Championships. And I got the feeling that you began to surprise not just observers, but you began to surprise yourself.
Yeah, definitely did.
What happened? Why were you able to surprise yourself? Why did you have, I've got to guess, a better year, and certainly we know at the Nationals, third in the country, a better year than you'd anticipated?
I don't know. I think I put in a lot of work over the summer, and I feel like my body was just ready to take that next big jump, and that's just what happened. I was running right with Angus most of the year. We did all our workouts together, and that race, I just went out there, finally went sub 5 for my pace. I think it was 4:53 pace, which was a big jump, and then I just felt great the rest of the season.
When you're running, when it's a 10K, and that's what, 6.5 miles or so, do you divide that into a separate series of races in your mind? What's your strategy? What's your approach to a race?
I don't know. Later in the season, when I was racing, I had to race against Barris, and I was thinking about how I could win, I just went out there, tried to stay with him, and I knew I wasn't fast. I'm able to go out there and run 10K, but I can't go and run a mile with most of those guys. So I knew I had to go out there and push the pace the whole entire time, and because if I left it down to a kick, I was going to get beat pretty badly. So I had to go out there and push it the whole entire way and hope for the best.
Now, let me ask then, is a race about you, at least in your mind, is it you versus other runners, or is it you versus a particular time on the clock, or is it you versus a specific course?
I think it's all of those put together. You want to go out there, you definitely want to win, and then you also want to win, but you want to run a fast time, at least for me, and then the course is a challenge in itself, so you want to go out there and try and do the best you can and come out on top, hopefully.
Now, in track and field, you can do similar distances as you do in cross country. Track and field, you're running on an oval.
Yeah.
Whether it's indoor and a lot more laps, or it's outdoor. Is it a different, despite the fact that distances may be the same, is it a completely different race because the environment's different?
Yeah, I feel outdoor, it's a lot more challenging because you're just going lap after lap. I think the 10K is 25 laps, and it's just a lot more mental for a track event like that instead of cross country where you might do some laps, but it's you're doing one lap twice or something like that. So it's not as hard, but just going around that track every single time is not the easiest thing.
When you're running cross country, what are you thinking about? Are you always focused on the race? I'm not guessing that you go, well, that's an interesting birch tree over there as you go past it, but is it always focused on the race? Is it focused on the time in your mind, or do you divide it into individual races? I've got to pass that guy who's in front of me, or I've got to stay ahead of whoever's behind you.
It's a little bit of everything. I space out every now and then and might focus on something I probably shouldn't, but I go out there and
Do you kind of sometimes almost lose yourself so that the body is simply a machine running rather than the mind saying take a step, take a step?
Yeah, you just you don't even know it, and you just keep on running half the time, and that's probably the best thing because you don't want to be focusing on the pain. You just want to be just stepping like one foot in front of the other.
So down in Louisville, the national championships,
Yeah.
finished third in the country. Pinch yourself a little bit. You gotta be pleased with that.
Yeah, I am. I was more than I expected at any time in the season, so I was very happy. I'm a little disappointed I didn't win since I was close. I was up there most of the race, and I just didn't have it at the end. But I'm still happy with third place.
So does that become the goal for next year? I'm going to win that national
Yeah.
championship.
I'm pretty sure both of those guys are graduating, so I should be the top returning runner, and I definitely want to win a national championship now. So.
What do you think it takes to win a national championship?
It's got to stay dedicated. Like what I did last summer, I just repeat that, like everything I did it day in, day out, should be able to get a national champion.
When you're doing that next summer, when you're getting ready, are you going to be thinking about that national championship event?
Definitely. That's what keeps me going. Like last summer, I just wanted an All-American. Like that was it. So it was just top 40. So every day I just go out there and did what I did because I thought that's what I needed to do to be an All-American, and it ended up being more than what I had to do to just get an All-American.
You're tough on yourself? You're hard on yourself?
Yeah, I do a lot of work. I'll be in, like if I don't have to run, I'll come in and do core or something, or I'll bike or swim. I'm just always doing something.
All right, we're going to change gears a little bit here. Who would be your dream date?
Eva Mendes, I think.
Why Eva Mendes?
She's my type of girl.
How would you define your type of girl?
She's brunette. I don't know. She's very good looking.
Can't disagree there. Were you nervous during this interview?
Yes.
All right.
I don't know. I don't take many interviews, and in my last few, I don't think I've been too good.
I think you're pretty good today. Anyway, Jeff Veiga, pleasure talking with you. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That is Jeff Veiga. This is In Focus. Have a good day.